right, 3 more problems. Ooh. 3 more problems, and then we're all done with math. Number 7. Oh, and for those fools who'll stay for the bonus. Okay. Number 7. Miss Lee cut a piece of yarn into different fractional parts. She's a fan of math and not a fan of yarn. Okay. I'm just going to draw a little visual. Visual's a good strategy. This is my ball of... Oh, you can't even see it. That's my ball of yarn. Whee! My little flyaway ball of yarn. Okay, and then she takes her big pair of scissors and she's cutting it into fractions. She's cutting it into 1/12 of the yarn, 1/4 of the yarn, and 5/12 of the yarn. Again, I worry about your thinking, Miss Lee. What fraction of the yarn is left? Lucky for us, the math of this is actually very easy. Remember, before we can compare fractions, all of the denominators, the lower number has to be the same. Lucky for us, we have 2 12s, so it's pretty easy to decide which one to change. It's going to be the 4, and what to change it to, a 12. So I'm just going to pull my little 4 over here, and I'm going to think to myself, 1/4. Again, can y'all see that? I'm going to try turning this light off. Hang on, guys. Now I'm in the dark. Is that easier to see? That's even worse. Aha! Okay. Sorry. Real life technical problems. 1/4 is equal to mystery number over 12. So basically I just ask myself, how did I get from a 4 to a 12? It's going up, so it's either adding or multiplying, and we know with fractions it's multiplying. So times what? 4 times 3. And then whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 1 times 3, so 3/12. Now I'm going to replace that down here, 3/12. Okay, what fraction of the yarn is left? Well, what fraction of the yarn did we use? Now that we have them all in 12ths, I can add them quickly together. Whee! 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9/12ths were used. How much is left? Okay. 12/12, which is the total amount of yarn. Take away 9/12, which is the amount of yarn that I used. And that'll tell me how much is left over. 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 3 left over. 3/12. Yeah, you can see it. Let's see if they have that as an answer. They don't. So I have 2 choices. Either I got it wrong, or they want me to answer in the simplest form, and I think it's that one. So now I'm going to take, let me clear this off, get some space. 3/12, and I want to simplify it. So when I simplify a fraction, I always ask myself, can I divide by the same number, top and bottom, to make a smaller numbers in my fraction? And I can. So usually you start with 2, but I know I can't divide 3 by 2, so I'm going to start with 3. Can I divide both by 3? You sure can. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Any number divided by itself is 1. 12 divided by 3, or if you like thinking of multiplication, 3 times what equals 12? 3 times 4. That's a real life cat walking across. Meow. Sorry. And my answer is 1/4, which is one of our answer choices, making A the correct answer. All right. Number 8. Which of these 2 fractions have a sum of 9/10? So mystery fraction plus mystery fraction equals 9/10. There we go. All right, let's preview. A says 1/2 and 4/10. B says 1/2 and 1/10. C says 2/5 and 1/10. And D says 3/4 and 6/6. So right away I can tell they're trying to make me change the denominators to be all tenths, right? And they're trying to get me to think on my feet, especially with 1/2 for an equivalent fraction. So let's go ahead and play around with it real quick. Let's look at A. What's 1/2 as a tenth? Sorry, as tenths? So 1/2 is equal to how many tenths? It's similar to what we just did in that last problem. I'm going to say to myself, 2 times what gets me to 10? 2 times 5. And then whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 1 times 5 is 5. Now I ask myself, let's plug in the new number and see if we can get to 9 tenths. Is 5 tenths plus 4 tenths 9 tenths? Yes, it is, and that means that the answer is A. We don't even have to look at those other problems. All right, we picked the right one right off the bat. Okay, number 9. How many fifths are in 2 3/5? Don't overthink this. I can pull this apart into the fifths, and I'll show you how. Ready? Let's pull apart the 3/5. How many fifths? 1, 2, 3. See how that works? And I can even write here 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Okay? And let's pull apart this 2, right? Every time I have a whole number, it's the same as the number over itself in a fraction. So I'm actually going to pull this one in apart. You'll see what I did with this. And I'm going to think of this as 1 plus 1. Does that make sense? 1 plus 1 is 2. And then for each of these ones, there should be 5 fifths. So in my brain, I remember that a whole number equals 5 over 5. 5 fifths, right? So I'm going to put 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, running out of room. And each of these little ones gets to be a fifth. A fifth, a fifth, a fifth, a fifth. I'm just going to keep going in case this helps someone. If not, just enjoy the piece. Okay, and then literally I could go back and I could count them all. You probably have your own strategy that's faster, but in case you get confused on stuff like this, I'm very visual, so this is what I like to do. Now I'm going to count the fifths. Ready? This is 5 fifths, 10 fifths, because 5 and 10, another 5. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 fifths. It's definitely an improper fraction, right? Another way I can get to this faster is by saying, I know, why'd you go the long way? Sometimes it helps people. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. That's the fast, easy way. So let's see if they have it for number 9. They have, they don't do it as a fraction. They have 13 for C is the correct answer choice. All right, unless you want to try the bonus on page 1 with me, you're all done. And then tomorrow for math, you're going to be doing pages 3 and 4. So stick around for the bonus if you want. All right, guys, here we go with the bonus challenge on the first page. So we have Mr. Finch, Mr. Chavez. They each work out at different rates, and we have to find out when they're going to meet each other again. So I started off with just a little calendar of January. So we know that they first meet on January 5th, so that's my start date, and I've given each of the men a different symbol. So Mr. Finch is my little star symbol, and Mr. Chavez is just a simple dot. And I've gone through the 5th of January all the way through the 25th. January has more than 25 days, but that's the last number we have as an answer choice, so I don't even bother going further. And then I just went through and I filled out the pattern that Mr. Finch used. So his pattern is he goes every other day to the gym. So I put a star shape every other day. And now I'm going to fill in Mr. Chavez's pattern, which is going to the gym once every 5 days. And whenever I see both a star and a dot, that means they're together again at the gym, and that's my answer. So I start here, and then I count to 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. Chavez goes to the gym. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 15th, both Mr. Chavez and Mr. Finch go to the gym. So my answer is C, January 15th. All right, I'm proud of you for trying that bonus. You're all done with math. Bye.